right. This has been a crazy game. In all my time doing this wild, insane gig that I'm doing here, I've never missed coverage of a Dolphins game post-game. This is the first time I did it, and it wasn't for lack of trying. Game ended, and I tried to record, and it just didn't come out right. I was trying to cover the Bills. I was trying to cover the Dolphins, and this was an epic game, an unbelievable game that deserved the best coverage. I just couldn't put it together. So I'm going to do a Bills podcast later. I'm going to deal with my Fin fans here now for just pretty much the most of it. But I'll get to you guys later. This was an epic game, and I really had a hard time because it was such a powerful moment. It was really such a critical moment that we almost had as Fin fans. And then I was so hyped for the game. I've been off sugar for 4 months now, no refined sugar. Last night, I donut up like you wouldn't believe. I had so many donuts, and I just had a sugar crash. My brain wasn't running right. Man, donuts are a powerful drug, brothers and sisters. So I went to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I woke up about 4 or 5 and tried to record again to get it right. So I'm going to do the Fins here, and then I'm going to get to the Bills. But first, I want to say, Bills fans, you got a hell of a team, a hell of a quarterback. Congratulations, and I tip my hat off to you, and I'll get your coverage in a minute. Fin fans, I know, it hurts. It was so close. But in the short evaluation, it hurts. But we've got to kind of make this a longer evaluation type thing to find solace, but also to find honest evaluation because this is a long-term thing. It's the first year of a new head coach. So I'm going to get into all that, cover the game and what I saw. But first, I want to say thanks for stopping by. Everybody, I appreciate it. You guys are so important to me. You guys, this channel ain't happening without you. Love the comments. Love all you give to this channel. So much appreciated. So I want to give you guys a shout out, but also my sponsor, Ace Per Head, a shout out as well. Because without you and without them, this show ain't going down. Ace Per Head's betting software is the premier white label platform for bookies to manage their players and grow their sportsbook operation. Click the link in the description below to get set up in minutes. Ask for the Curtis promo and get a special introductory discount. I'm not going to go in too deep here, but I want to get the macros across because there's some clear macros. Good is this team fights. It's 4-2 regimes, Flores, and now McDaniel. And so while you can attribute it to the coaches or not, whatever you want, it's clear we have leadership, we have fighters on this team that don't quit. And they did not quit. They might have got beat, but they didn't get quit. That's the good news. Second thing is, I said this is a floor evaluation for Tua. You cannot say he sucks. You could say Allen outdueled him, but Allen is super duper special. Him and Mahomes are separate. They're better than Herbert. They're better than Burrow. We're never going to outduel Allen, even if we had Herbert. Herbert would still be less than Allen, and we would still need a better team in order to overcome that. I mean, we want to get into whether Tua is better than Herbert. No, Herbert's got all the physical skills. Tua needs to master the pre-snap, post-snap. But he's got his own skill sets, which is the release, his anticipation, short area movements, which is nice, obviously not Herbert's level. But for each quarterback has different needs. And you could see with the run game how critical it was and how important it is to Tua. If we had done it the last 2 weeks, what would it look like? And that's what I've been saying. I took some heat by saying it wasn't all Tua. You could see here. If we can run on the Bills like this, what do you think we could have done with the Chargers? 5.4 yards per carry. So you got to take some solace out. It's not to say Tua is the greatest. He's going to lead the Super Bowl. But clearly he didn't wet the bed. He had a good game. You take a lot of those drops away, and his passing yardage would have been close as Allen's. But Allen has the run game. No, listen, Herbert's not going to run like Allen. Allen is Allen. He's special. So Tua had a good game. His passing yards were just about as close. Allen could do some things that Tua's never going to do, that roll out and throw across. Come on. But look, we had Marino, the greatest passer of all time. And if you remember, when the first couple of years before his knee started getting whacked, he was mobile. But he lost to Montana, who Walsh said, Montana is a system quarterback. That's what he said. And Marino could fit any system. Marino had way more talent than Montana, but Montana won. And then Kelly, who had way less talent than Marino, had the better team. So that's the framework for what we got. You might say we should have drafted this guy, we should have got that guy, whatever. We have two now, at least this year and next year, and this guy can win. Build the team. Give him a run game, even more important than two stellar receivers. Run game. So we open up with the rushing. I lead, kind of what I said, inside zone. There's a difference between inside zone and wide zone. You got to know the difference. We are not good at outside zone for many reasons that I have discussed. We did inside zone, and it kind of opened the pops for the outside zone on occasion because you mix it up, and that's great. But we had the drops. We had some penalties. Defensively, our coverage was porous. We couldn't get the pressure we wanted. They used the leaking LBs that they used in the first game. We didn't really catch that. We weren't savvy with it until later on, and it cost us some points. But the game was tight. Going into the half, Howard, I think, had that penalty, and then Allen had that crazy pass to Cook. But that guy's super special, and it could have gone either way. It was no time left. But we were still in this. Still in this. So we pin the Bills on the one. Kohu has the beautiful breakup. We get the ball back on at 50. And this is what I'm talking about, the yin and yang of our run game. We should have ran inside zone. Instead, we go deep. We almost get the pass interference. And then we go back to shotgun, and they run the blitz, the delayed blitz inside between Shell and Hunt because everybody knew what we were doing. And we get the sack. And then we get lucky with the punt. The punt, block. They try to do it. They hit the kicker. We get the first down again. We drive down the field. Tua has that beautiful pass into the gap. That wasn't an easy pass to Hill. Trey missed the jam, and Hill used the speed to get behind him. But you had the safety and the corner converging. You had to put it in a perfect spot, and Tua did it. Beautiful pass. Now we got the lead. So this is the key moments right here. Okay? So then we stop them and get the strip sack and get the ball back to ice the game. 2 scores, and man, I think we got this. So we got it on the Bills 48. We're in 3rd and 1, and we decide to pass and not run it inside. They do the sting blitz that I've been talking about, and Ingle gets hit, and we got a kick. We need to depend on this run game and trust it a little bit more. We had 3rd and 1 early. We got the first. We had another 3rd and 1 early, and we got the first. And it's the 4th quarter, 12.44, and we got a little nervous and not physical. Not saying we would have got it, but that's what I think we should have done. The Bills get the ball back, drive down, get the field goal. We get the ball back. The snow starts coming down. This is a critical time. We got 2 nice passes, the short one to Hill, the deep one to Wilson. So then we run the football. But we run outside zone. We get stopped because that's not what we should have done. We lose yardage. We do the screen. That gets killed. Allen gets the ball back, drives down the field, running, passing. Kohu gets the pass interference. Then the game ends. But it was that 3rd and 1 with the game tied. We should have ran inside zone. We should have opened up with inside zone on that following drive. We should have relied on the run game more. Just a little too dependent on this passing game. And it's weird that the run game coordinator is a little reluctant to run. I understand kind of why, but I just thought it was some bad choices. This is not to say McDaniel sucks. He doesn't suck. But he's growing, but we've got to point to what really is the problem. Can't just say Tua sucks, should Tua fault. There was another time where it was a big 3rd down, and Shell just got yoked and thrown to the side by Rousseau, and that was shut down. We are sort of predictable, a little too predictable, and not physical enough, and we should be more physical. We got 3 games to get this physicality in. So, I'll get into all the parts. Tua had a good game, and it's a stepping stone. I saw some problems, obviously, with crossing. The O-line, obviously, is better inside zone and outside zone. Waddle and Hill were great. Chubb, where is he? We need a blocking tight end. We didn't need Hunt Long. We need a blocking tight end. Gesicki, we don't know how to use him. But there's pieces here. And it's got to be built off the run game, and this passing game will explode in better conditions. When teams really believe in our run game, we will have an accelerant on this pass game. McD is in charge. I know that Smith said it's execution. No! If we had this run game the last 2 weeks, what would it look like? I think it's clear now. I know as Tua turns, he's going to suck, but I don't think you're being fair. We need a pass balance offense. Good news is this was like a Rocky-style one loss. We just feel good in a sense. We got 3 games now. We make it to the playoffs. Maybe we get that third battle against the Bills. And this time, both these games were split by 5 points. 19-21, 32-29. We're real close, guys. But close is no cigar, but we are close. Carter saying, thanks for staying to the end. It was a wild one. I'll be more coherent with some sleep and relaxation and get you better coverage, deeper coverage on this coming soon. Thanks, guys. It's Carter saying, go Fins! We're almost there. Almost. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.